Lena Waithe made history in September when she became the first black woman to win an Emmy for outstanding writing in a comedy series. She co-wrote an episode for the hit Netflix series. It's called Master of None, based on her personal experience of coming out to her family. And now she's a creator and executive producer, thank you very much, of a new drama series called The Chi. This is a coming-of-age story based in Chicago that follows a group of people linked by circumstances. In this preview of episode number 2, a character struggles after learning who may have murdered his younger brother.
Babe, you can just go to the police.
Really? The police ain't gonna do.
And neither are you, because you're gonna promise me. Promise me.
Okay, I promise. I promise. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm just sitting here looking at pictures because I miss him. I'm thinking about him. I can't stop thinking about him. I miss him.
I miss him. Does Brandon keep the promise? Lena Waithe joins us at the table to discuss. Welcome, Ms. Waithe, and congratulations again to you. Your speech was one minute. We were talking about the day after. But let's talk about this, The Chi, because this is a real personal project for you.
Yeah.
You're from Chicago.
Yeah.
You were reading, watching the news, and you thought what?
I just thought there are a lot of people talking about the city who never lived there, who never survived a winter there, who never run the streets in the summer there. And I feel like that's the thing that makes me able to really write these stories and write these characters, because I know them. Even these people that I see on the news who I don't know personally, I know them.
What's the story you wanted to tell about your city?
I just really wanted to say that, you know, it's not a jungle. It's not a bunch of hooligans with no hearts and no souls, and that every black boy isn't born with a gun in his right hand and a power of drugs in his left. They're born with the same amount of hope and joy as every other little baby in the world. And I think, you know, sometimes circumstances and things can affect their lives and choices they make, but I want to show that we're all human.
The idea, too, that statistics and perhaps what we show in the media dehumanizes these stories.
Absolutely, it does. And I think particularly, especially with African-American men, they're so dehumanized. And the problem with that is if you dehumanize us so much that you become desensitized to our deaths. And I think that's so problematic. And for me, I really wanted to show the humanity behind the headlines, because the next time you hear a story or a statistic about a young black boy being shot and killed, you know, maybe it won't be background noise because you've seen these characters on The Chi and you relate to them.
That's what I liked about it, Lena, because it shows that really good people can make really bad decisions in a split second, and it changes your life.
Yeah.
But you've been working on this for 2 to 3 years, and you went to TV executives, and when you pitched it, I understand it didn't go so well.
Well, look, I know The Chi is not the most commercial thing. You know, I know it's a multi-protagonist story. There's not this like cliche hook. It's a character study, and I think sometimes that's difficult to see, particularly when it's people of color. And I think sometimes they wonder, well, what's the hook? Are they singing to get out of the hood? Are they drug kingpins?
Are they athletes?
You know, are they playing basketball?
Yes.
You know, and look, at the end of the day, it's like, look, I understand all that, but sometimes it's just middle class, you know, folks trying to get to work every day, trying to raise their kids, trying to get to church when they can. I want to show that sense of normalcy, because I feel like you rarely see characters who are people of color in a cinema verite kind of way, and I really want to show that.
I know you were reading a lot of James Baldwin and Langston Hughes.
Yeah.
What ideas did that give you? Because I find when I read things, it like sparks your mind in a whole different bunch of ways.
I mean, I think it was just a time where I really kind of wanted to be inspired, and I'm always reading Baldwin. I was introduced to him very young, and I think the thing about his work, he speaks in such beautiful prose, and he writes so eloquently, but so honestly, and I found that reading his work, you know, even in 2015, it was so relevant, and I could just see the people. I could smell them, I could hear them, and I realized I wanted to do that in my script.
How long had you been thinking about doing something like this, or wanted to do something like this?
You know, I never thought I would write about Chicago, and I definitely never thought I would write a drama. Everything I'd written before that was comedic.
Comedy, yeah.
Yeah, it was all comedic, and so I think even I know people who know me from Master of None and all that kind of stuff, I think they might be surprised that my voice does this as well. But I also want to show, you know, the range that I have. You know how some singers want to show they can do different things. As a writer, I kind of want to show my versatility. And I think for me, when I was seeing all these news stories about Chicago, I got a little frustrated, and I just sort of wanted to express myself through art. And
you did that, Lena. You were also in the room of the Golden Globes at Oprah's speech. I'm curious, as a person who also delivered a speech that people are talking about. Your reaction?
I mean, I think I was really, really blown away. And I think a big reason is because, you know, I know what she spoke about when she was talking about seeing Sidney Poitier. I felt the same thing when I saw Halle Berry. I was in high school, and I remember seeing that speech, and I could still quote it. You know, this is all for the nameless, faceless women of color who now have an opportunity because tonight this door has been opened. I mean, I could relate so much to that. And to see how that has such an impact on her life and how that moment meant something for me and how maybe some young girl seeing me on the Emmy stage may have meant something for them. I'm so happy she called that out because it's extremely important for us to be at these awards ceremonies. People may think it's like, oh, they're just handing out awards, things like that. It means so much to these young kids, you know, out watching, saying like, oh, well, she did that, then maybe I can do it too.
Yeah, people are looking and say, I want to be like Lena Waithe, who, by the way, guys, started as Ava DuVernay's production assistant. Look at you, look at Ava.
I did. It was amazing. We were spending some time.
Working with Ava's a good thing, I think.
I know we spent some time with you.
And
at
the reviews
party.
are fabulous for Shy, so congratulations.
I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Really good to meet you, Lena.
So lovely to meet you guys. Yeah.
The Shy airs Sundays on Showtime, a division of CBS, and you are watching CBS This Morning.